JC Sports Replays, who forgot to set up his YouTube so he could read the chat. Please bear with this idiot while he gets his stuff together. Tonight, I felt like playing it old school basic, if you know what I mean. I'm going to play a little Strat-O-Matic basic on a replay I have ongoing that I haven't touched too much lately. 1962 style, where I play the way I like playing, real simple. So let me get my chat up so I can interact with you fine folk who will be so kind to come and hang out on my stream for some unknown reason. Y'all is crazy. Yes, I'd like to view my channel, please. I'd like to check out the live. And I'd like to see what I've got going on here. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Need a little bit more table movement so you can see my pretty legs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We've got top chat on, not all chat, which I hate. Live chat. Welcome to JC Sports Replays. My name is Joe. Once again, we are here with some Strat-O-Matic basic for you from the 1962 season. It's April 11th. Still in the opening few days of the season. I decided that while I'm really enjoying Payoff Pitch, I wanted to go back to my roots and play a little Strat Basic tonight because it's just simple. I can kind of roll through it real easy. I play it with a couple of modifications, the only modifications really being I use catcher's arm and I use POW for pitchers. So if you're wondering how I play, that's how I play. All right, so we've got dice. We've got two teams. It's the Philadelphia Phillies at the Pittsburgh Pirates. And on the mound for Pittsburgh today is Al McBean making his first start of the season. His projected stats, and what he did in real life, is 15-10 with a 3.70 ERA and 29 starts. 212 hits in 190 innings. He also walked 65 guys and struck out 119. He kept the ball in the park for the most part, only 11 homers allowed, but pretty bad whip for Mr. McBean. He will be facing a Phillies lineup of second baseman Tony Taylor leading things off. In right field, Johnny Callison batting second. Batting third, first baseman Roy Sievers. A left field 5, Wes Covington batting cleanup. Tony Gonzalez playing center and batting 5th. Don Demeter playing 3rd and batting 6th. Clay Dalrymple playing catcher and batting 7th. Bobby Wine, man whose last name I love very much, playing shortstop and batting 8th. And, of course, the pitcher for Philadelphia today, Dennis Bennett, will be batting 9th. So that is our starting lineup and our starting pitcher. We will go over the Pirates lineup when they come up to bat in the bottom of the first. But for now, let's get groovy and get things started. It's Al McBean to face Tony Taylor. Here's McBean. First pitch. What's up, Ben? Good evening. Just in time for the first pitch, sir. That is a 6-5. Homer 1-2, fly ball right. That's a fly ball out toward right field. No problem for Clemente. Makes the catch for the first out of the game. Taylor down, 1 away. That'll bring up Johnny Callison. McBean ready. The windup and the pitch, it's a 4-9, grounder down to second. Mazeroski's there and fires to Dick Stewart for the second out. So 2 quick outs for McBean here. How's your evening going, Ben? I hope everything's well. Happy Tuesday. And here's Roy Sievers, first baseman, batting 3rd. 2 outs now. McBean looks in. He likes the sign. That's a 6-12, and that's another thing we do is possible pitcher injury on every 6-12. So he walks Sievers. And we will have to check for possible injury on McBean. That's an 11, so he will be injured. So McBean's going to make an early exit. He's going to be out for 2 games, which just really means he'll miss the rest of this start. But McBean goes 2/3 of an inning. And it's going to be a bullpen game. Because we're not doing as played in this one. We're just having a good time and letting the game engine dictate how things go. So McBean will go back to his place in the rotation because he won't miss a start. But he will miss the rest of this game, and we'll need some long relief. So let's see what our options are here. That's a 3. Do I have a 4? Bob Veal is a 4. Got a couple of possible starters here. Joe Gibbons already tired. So we're gonna go Veal, who's a spot starter for Pittsburgh. He will come on and relief of McBean. So McBean doesn't even get out of the first. Veal is an RP5 with a 4 POW. Still doing 86 Dav. I am taking the break off of 86. I'm into 62 right now. I don't know why. It's just hard for me to resume sometimes after a long break. 86 is still on the back burner. So we're here in 62 doing some basic. 86 will come back at some point. But anyway, Veal is going to take the mound here with 1 man on and 2 outs in the top of the first. Veal in 1962 went 2-2 with a 3.74 ERA. He started 6 games, also pitched in relief. 46 innings, 39 hits allowed, 25 walks, and 42 Ks. 1962 was a fun year with expansions. Yeah, I like this season a lot, and I've been wanting to replay it for a while. So here we are. So anyway, we've got Wes Covington, the left fielder, coming up with Seavers on first. Seavers an E stealer, so he's not being held. And here's the pitch from the stretch from Veal to Covington. He's done with his warm-ups. It's a 1-6. A line drive, but right at Mazeroski at second. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So Philadelphia goes down. Leave 1 on. And no score as we head to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Dennis Bennett on the mound for the Pirates, making his first start of 1962. He bought 62 with replay, which you've been wanting to try. I have it with a couple of games, actually. I have it with season ticket. I have an original. Well, not an original. I think I have a reissued APBA set without extra players. And I have the Strat set twice, weirdly. I don't know how that happened, but I do have it twice. I think I didn't realize I had it, and I bought a reissue or something. So a lot of my Strats in storage, so sometimes I forget which seasons I have. So Dennis Bennett making his first start for Philadelphia. He is 9-9 with a 3.81 in 1962, 24 starts. He also saved 3 games, 144 hits and 175 innings, so that's pretty good. 68 walks to go with that. And 149 Ks and 17 bombs allowed. He's going to face a Pirates lineup that looks like this. In center field, it'll be Bill Verdon, batting first. Batting second, shortstop, Dick Grote. In left field, batting third, it's Bob Skinner. First base, 5. Love that. Dick Stewart, batting cleanup. Future Hall of Famer Roberto Clemente playing right field and batting 5th. The catcher today is Don Leppert. He bats 6th. Johnny Logan making a start today. He bats 7th and plays 3rd. And Bill Mazeroski batting 8th and playing 2nd. And, of course, well, actually, we have to change this card to a 4 because Bob Veal's a 4. It's now Bob Veal in the 9 spot, in for McBean. So without further ado, the first pitch of the bottom of the first, it's Dennis Bennett to Verdon. Verdon waits. How about a 3-9? That's a grounder to second. No problem for Taylor. He tosses it to Seavers, and there's 1 away. Here's Dick Grote. The pitch to Grote. How about a 1-6, single 1 to 8, or a line out to second? A line drive right at Taylor this time. He snatches it in midair, and that's 2 down. And that'll bring up Bob Skinner. Probably planning on playing 2 because these games go pretty quick, but you never know. How about a 1-6 to Skinner? Bennett strikes him out for the 3rd out of the inning. A 1-2-3 for Dennis Bennett to start things off the right way. And after 1, we have no score. So Veal's back on the mound. He'll face Gonzalez, Demeter, and Dalrymple. Here's Tony Gonzalez, the power-hitting center fielder. Got a jumpy one today. How about a 4-2? Grounded back to Veal. He will grab it and toss over to Stewart in plenty of time to retire Gonzalez. That's 1 away, and here's Don Demeter. Demeter has good power, 29 homers in 62, with a 307 batting average, so a nice season for Don for the Phillies. See if he can live up to his advanced billing. Here's the pitch from Veal. 6-6, that's a base on balls. So Demeter's on. He's a D stealer, so no hold. Even with Leopard being a +2, that actually gives him a 1-11, so that's a better chance than he normally has. And here's Clay Dalrymple, the catcher. 276 with 11 homers. Demeter, a little lead off first. The pitch, it's a 5-7, and another base on balls. Just a little low. And now it's first and second, and Veal's put himself into a little bit of a jam here. But he's got the 8 and 9 hitters coming up. It's going to be Bobby Wine. Wine, a 244 batter with 4 homers and about half a season of at-bats. First and second, the pitch to Wine is a 2-7, and there's a base hit. It's out toward the gap. It'll be cut off, but Demeter's around third. He will come in to score. Dalrymple gets into third ahead of the throw, and Wine has himself an RBI single. Wine is an E-stealer. He's not going anywhere. And now we've got a interesting situation. First and third with the pitcher, Dennis Bennett coming up to bat. Bennett's a 6, which means he has occasional home run power and not much else. So we're going to let him swing away with the lead here. And 1 out, first and third. The pitch to Bennett. 4-10. That's grounded down to second. The infield was playing back, looking for a double play.
How long does it take?
Mazeroski has only one play over to Stewart at first, so the run for Dalrymple will come in. Wine to second, and it's 2-0. So Wine on second with 2 outs, and here's Tony Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1 so far today. But a 5-9 strikes him out. So Veal buckles down and gets out of the inning, but 2 runs come in. And the Phillies have a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second. Pardon me. Bennett returns to the mound for the second. He will face the heart of the Pittsburgh order, Stewart, Clemente, and Leppert. Here's Dick Stewart, a 228 average, 16 homers and 394 at-bats. 3-7 strikes him out. Something Stewart does a lot of, 94 strikeouts and just under 400 ABs. I'll bring up Clemente, a 312 average, 10 homers, 74 ribbies in 1962. Still a young Clemente here. That's a 3-7. And strikes him out 3 in a row for Bennett. And there's 2 quick outs here in the second. That'll bring up the catcher, Leppert. We'll keep it moving for you. It's a 6-7. Fly ball out toward left. Wes Covington is there. And the side is retired. So 3 up, 3 down. Bennett has retired the first 6 in order. And the Phillies lead 2-0 after 2. Veal will face 2-3-4, Callison, Severs, and Covington. Here's Callison. He grounded out the second his first time up. How about a 4-5? Grounder second base X. Mazeroski is a 1. So let's see, a 12 on the 1 chart. Mazeroski boots it, and Callison will be safe at first on the E4. So Bill makes a mistake and can't come up with it. Callison's a B stealer. He's a 1-13. Leopard +2 is a 1-15. Even with the hold, he's a 1-13. So Callison on lead off, and 1-13 is usually my threshold in these situations. So Callison's going to try to steal second. Here's the pitch, and he's off. Leopard turns it around quickly, but the throw is high, and Callison's in there with the steal of second. So now, runner in scoring position with nobody out for Roy Severs. 1 ball, no strikes on Severs as Veal resets now from the stretch. About a 1-5 ground ball to shortstop. Grote is there. He has only 1 play, and he will toss over to Stewart. Callison will actually hold on the ground ball, eh? There's 1 away. Runner still at second. Here's Covington. Covington lined out to second his first time up. It's going to be a 3-3. This one's grounded to second. He looks Callison back to second and tosses to first for the second out of the inning. So 2 down now. Callison still at second. And here is Tony Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1 so far. That's a 2-9. Fly ball out toward right. Clemente has the range and the bead, and he makes the play for the third out of the third inning. So the Phillies strand 1. Still lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Bennett's out. He'll face 7, 8, 9. Logan Mazeroski and Veal. Here's Johnny Logan. First at bat of the day. It's a 5-7. Ground ball second base X returning the favor. Taylor is a 3. And that's a 3, which means a base hit. Past Taylor, he can't find the range. And Logan's in at first with a single. First hit of the day for Pittsburgh. That'll bring up Bill Mazeroski. 271, 14 homers, 81 ribbies in 1962. His first at bat of the day, it's a 1-2. Fly ball out toward right. Medium deep. Callison has the lead. And it's retired. Logan trots back to first, and Mazeroski's the first out. That's going to bring up Bob Veal, who, you know what? He's a 4. Actually, he's not a bad hitter. He's not a good hitter, but he's not a bad hitter. We're going to let him have a shot to swing away here in a close game early. How about a 5-8? Strikes him out. Bennett was having none of Veal's shenanigans up at the plate. He was trying to distract him, waving his bat around. Bennett just went right after him, and Veal is down for the second out. So Logan's still at first. Not a steal threat. And here's Verdon. He's 0 for 1. How about a 5-8? Strikes him out as well. So Veal gets through the inning. And after 3, it's 2-0 Philadelphia. Pardon me, Bennett gets through the inning. Veal coming out. Veal's pitched 2 1/3. He's a 4. He can go pretty deep. We can get 6 innings out of him if he doesn't get fatigued. He'll just have to take a couple of days off if we do that. But he'll face Demeter, Dalrymple, and Wine. Demeter walked and scored. No bats yet. How about a 4-8? Veal catches the corner, and Demeter's retired on strikes. 1 away. Dalrymple now walked and scored as well. How about a 1-9? Fly ball to right. Clemente's there. Dalrymple's retired for the second out. Here's Wine. He's got a single and an RBI today. 6-7. Another base hit for Logan. For Wine. I don't know where I got Logan. So Wine's on first with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Bennett. Bennett will swing for the fences here. Veal knows it. He's going to come in tight. 6-7. And he fights it off. A blooper to shallow right. Drops over the second baseman's head and in front of Clemente. Let's see. Is Wine going to go for third? No. He's a 1-17. Yeah, what the hell? With 2 outs. I don't like making the third out, but he's a 1-17, so let's see how he does. A 2, and Wine makes it into third safely. Hey, Jimmy Jan. Thank you, sir. I like my stadium as well. It's a Michigan and Trumbull dice box. Very happy with it. It's already getting a little worn from all the use it gets. So we'll just have to order a new one every year. So first and third now, 2 outs, and Tony Taylor coming up. Taylor 0 for 2 so far, a fly out and a strikeout. Got a jumper. The only thing I don't like about this box, with the lighter dice, they tend to pop. So Veal comes in tight. Taylor lays off, and that is ball 4. Well, that will load him up. Taylor trots down to first. Bennett moves over to second, and it's bases loaded full of Phillies with Johnny Callison coming up. Not where you want to be. Callison, a 300 hitter with 23 homers and a lot of gap power. 26 doubles, 10 triples. In a full season, he played pretty much every day. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and Veal has to bear down here. He's on in relief of McBean, who was injured slightly. Had a problem with his throwing hand in the first inning. He'll only miss a couple days, though. We know that the MRI will come back negative, and he'll be back for his next start. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Callison from the stretch. How about a 4-9? That's a base hit. At least 1 run will score. That's Wine. Bennett around third. Taylor around second. Let's see if Bennett has a special. Nope, Bennett's a 1-10 running. But with 2 outs, that gives him a 1-12 chance. He's rounding third. He's being waved home, and he is a dead duck. Clemente from right field nails Bennett at the plate for the 3rd out. So Callison gets an RBI single. Wyan scores, and Bennett is nailed at home by a great throw from Clemente from right field to end the inning. But the Phillies add another and now lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It'd be Michigan in trouble for me growing up in Michigan and being a Tiger fan. Nice. Did they have MRIs in 1962? I don't know, Dave. Probably not. They'd probably just throw some leeches on him or something. Your knee will be fine tomorrow. I hurt my hand. Yeah, we don't care. We're checking your knee. Medicine's come a long way, hasn't it? So Bennett comes out for the 4th. He will face 2-3-4 for the Pirates. Grote, Skinner, and Stewart. Grote's 0 for 1. And here's the pitch. How about a 1-8? That's a base hit for Dick Grote. The E Steeler will not be held. And Bob Skinner coming up. He struck out his first time up. The pitch from Bennett's a 4-4. Grounder down to second. Taylor is there. He'll have only one play as Grote was moving on the pitch. He tosses over to first, and Grote's in at second. 1 down. Runner in scoring position for Dick Stewart, who struck out his first time up. Clemente's arm rating in 62. Let's take a look. -6. Let's make sure that's up on the cam. It's a right field 1, -6 E9. I've never seen another -6 in Strat. I don't know if there ever was one, but I haven't seen one. So Stewart's up. Grote's on second with 1 out. Stewart struck out his first time up. How about a 6-5? Stewart's going to strike out his second time up as well as Bennett breaks one off over the corner, and Stewart was frozen there. 2 away now, and it's up to Clemente to find a clutch hit to drive in Grote. Did Jackson? My dogs are triggered by something. I'm sorry. Did Bo Jackson ever have a -6? I don't think so. I think he had a -4, I think was his best, but I can't swear to that. Evans definitely had a 5. And I believe Barfield had a 5 in 86 as well. There's probably a lot of 5s out there. But Clemente -6 in 71, Cleveland baseball fan. Nice. Excuse me 1 second. I got to corral these puppies. Ignore my beautiful legs and my bumping into the camera. Hey, excuse me, child beavers. Child beavers, there's a baseball game going on. It's raining out. It wasn't supposed to rain. Come on. Come on. Hey, let's go. Yeah. Good babies. Good. Up. Good boy. Hope you'll pardon the interruption. There we go. Put the table back in the right place. Oscar, come on, stop. Stop. Oscar is my dog, if you were wondering. One of my 2 dogs. Oscar and Midge are their names. They're very wonderful. But they can be a little noisy when the neighborhood's active at night. Dog on the field, canine delay. Throwing out runners at home from the base of the left field wall. Absolutely. So here is Clemente looking for a clutch hit with 2 outs and Grote on second. Bennett is ready. He likes the sign, and he makes the pitch. How about a 4-7? Clemente lays off a low pitch, and that's a base on balls. So Clemente with a good eye. It's first and second now with 2 outs, and here's the catcher, Leopard. Backup catcher, by the way. He's 0 for 1 today. 6-3. Grounder down to first. Severs is a 3. That's a 9. Yes, we're playing basic fielding, folks. And that'll be fielded no problem by Severs. He will flip to Bennett, and that's the inning. So 2 left for Pittsburgh here in the 4th. Nothing doing. They still don't have a score, and they trail by 3. Beal's going to come out for another inning, trying to get some length here in relief of the injured starter McBean, and it's going to be Seavers, Covington, and Gonzalez for Philadelphia. Roy Seavers 0 for 1 with a walk today. Oop. These dice are lively. About a 3-8. Grounded down to third. Logan is there, fires across the diamond to Stewart. And Seavers is retired. So one away, here's Wes Covington. Covington not in there for his gloves, so you know he can hit. 283, 9 homers, and 44 ribbies. And about 300 at bats. He's 0 for 2 today, can't get it out of the infield yet. You'd like to keep it that way. But a 1-7, grounded down to first. Stewart's there. Flips to Beal, and there's 2 away. Back to Tony Gonzalez, who's 0 for 2 so far, a grounder and a flyout. About a 1-5, and that's a strikeout for Veal. So that was the 5th inning. A 1-2-3 here for Veal. He might be getting stronger as the game goes on. But he's into fatigue territory now. He's pitched 4 1/3. And he's trying to keep it close. It's 3-0 Philadelphia as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Pittsburgh will send up Logan, Mazeroski, and Veal maybe. We might pinch hit for Veal. We'll see the situation. Probably will, actually, because they're trailing. And they've got to get something going. So here's Johnny Logan against Bennett. Bennett, by the way, has allowed just 2 hits so far. Probably just jinxed him. How about a 2-6? Yep, there's a single. Announcer jinx right there, and Logan's on it first with a base hit for Mazeroski. Logan an E, so he's not going anywhere. And here's the pitch to Mazeroski, who flew out to right his first time up. 5-3 is a grounder to short. Shortstop line is a 3 defender. And that's going to be a 6-3. Logan moves to second. So he only had 1 play, no double play opportunity there. And Veal's due up, and yes, that's going to be it for him. So Veal will be out. The pitcher's hitting card goes away. And we'll get a pinch hitter. Veal did a good job in relief. Only gave up, he gave up 3 runs in 4 1/3. Let's see who the pinch hitter is going to be for the Pirates. Oops, wrong stack. Let's see. It's going to be Don Clendenin. Clendenin, a good hitter, 302 with 7 homers and 222 at bats. You may have noticed this is not as played. We're letting Strat dictate the injuries, and for the most part, I'm actually using the Strat-O-Matic suggested lineups off the roster sheet with the solitaire player rest chart, which is why we don't always have the starters every game. But Logan's on at second, 1 out, and here's Clendenin pinch hitting. Early in the game, it's only the bottom of the 5th, but they're trailing by 3. 2-10, fly ball to left. Covington, a suspect fielder, but he has this one for the 2nd out. Clendenin, the pinch hitter, probably will not stay in the game. Here's Bill Verdon, 0 for 2 so far. How about a 5-7, grounded to second. Mazeroski, again a 1. He's already committed 1 error today, though. Not this time. He's got this one. Nope, it's not Mazeroski. I'm sorry. It's Taylor, who's a 3. And that's going to be no problem for Taylor. He tosses over to retire the side. Verdon is done here in the 5th. Again, nothing doing for the Pirates. They leave 1. Clendenin's going to come out. And we'll have a relief pitcher. On the momento. Demeter due up. Let's see who Pittsburgh sends out to get some length. It's probably going to be Sturdivant. Tom Sturdivant, another spot starter. So Clendenin gets 1 at bat and does nothing with it. Sturdivant is an RP3, making his first appearance of the year. And he's a 3 POW in relief. So yes, I play basic, but with catcher's arms and POW. Those are my concessions. Two things that basic handles fairly well. Sturdivant is a 3 hitting pitcher, so we'll put that pitching card in here to keep the lineup in order. We'll take a small break to have a sip of wine, now that we've corralled the dogs and the game. It's a bit of a bullpen game for the Pirates. If you tuned in late, McBean, the starting pitcher, was injured after just pitching to 3 batters. So Demeter, Dalrymple, and Wine due up. Demeter is 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. How about a 5-3 grounder to short? That's Groat's ball, and he's a 3. That's a 20. That's probably a reroll. It is. How about an 18? That's still a reroll, damn it. Can we get a low number? How about a 1? That's a single. So the reroll's paying dividends for Demeter, and he's on at first with a leadoff single. Here's Dalrymple. Solid hitting catcher. He's 1 for 2. Actually, 0 for 1 today with a walk and a run scored. How about a 3-10? That's going to be trouble. Hit out toward the gap. Could be a double. It is a 2-bagger. Corralled by Skinner. He gets it into the cutoff man, but Demeter's on to third, and Dalrymple's in with a no-out double. Second and third. Got to do this. Mark my pitcher change. So second and third, and Bobby Wine's coming up. Wine is already 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, a run scored, and an RBI. Sturdivant looks in for the sign. They'll play the infield in, because that's what we do in basic with nobody on first and a runner on third. How about a 6-9? That's trouble. Triple 1-2 or a double. That's into the gap. Clemente is running over. He gets to it, but out by the warning track. Demeter scores easily. Dalrymple chugging around third, even with Clemente's arm coming in. The throw's a little offline, and 2 runs will score. Bobby Wine with a 2-run double. Having a heck of a day. He's 3 for 3 with a run scored and 3 RBIs now. And that means the Philadelphia Phillies lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-0 here on the top of the 6th. And Dennis Bennett coming up. The pitcher. Bennett's 1 for 2. Has an RBI and a single today. How about a 3-7? Well, Sturdivant's got his number. He strikes him out, finally, for the first out of the inning. So Wine's still on second, 1 down. And here's Tony Taylor. Taylor's 0 for 2, a walk and a K. How about a 2-7? Base on ball. So Sturdivant not looking very sharp right now. Taylor on first, Wine on second, and here's Callison. Callison with an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 3 officially. Sturdivant looks in for the sign. Likes what Leopard puts down. So far, the Phillies have liked everything Leopard put down, too. It's a 6-3. Fly ball out toward right. That's an X chance. Testing Clemente, who's a 1. And fielded in medium right field. And with Clemente's arm, nobody goes anywhere. So the second out is Callison. First and second, 2 down, and here's Severs. Roy is 0 for 2 on the base on balls earlier. How about a 4-7? Base hit for Severs. That's going to get at least 1 run in. Wine around. He was off with the crack of the bat and scores easily. Taylor into third, and Severs makes it 6-0 here in the 6th. First and third, Wes Covington due up. Wes has lined to second, grounded to second, and ground to first. He's not hitting well today, but he hasn't seen Sturdivant yet, and everybody seems to be hitting Sturdivant well, so let's see how that goes. 2 outs, first and third. The pitch to Covington is a 6-7. Fly ball out towards center. Verdon seems to have the range and makes the catch on the run out toward right center field. 4 to third out of the inning. The 3 runs come home. And as we head to the bottom of the 6th, it's 6-0 Philadelphia. What about you guys? I like Strat Basic. Just like I like Appa, when I just want to keep it simple, keep the game moving. It's a good game for a low-energy night, which is where I'm at tonight. Long day at work. And started raining here. But here we are going to the bottom of the 6th, and Dick Groat's coming up as Babe giggles at the television. Groat 1 for 2 on the day. That's a 3-7. Grounded down to third. The third baseman. Who the hell's the third baseman? Demeter is there. And makes the play to Severs to retire Grote. One away. Bennett pitching a strong shutout so far here as we go into the bottom of the sixth. He's allowed just 3 base hits and a walk. Here's Skinner. 0 for 2 so far. 4-6 is a strikeout. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th strikeout for Bennett. And with 2 outs, here's Dick Stewart, who has 2 of those strikeouts in his own box score. How about a 2-3? And, well, he lays this one off. Man, he just missed all his homers. And instead, he takes this one high for a base on balls. So Stewart's on first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Clemente again. Roberto walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1. How about a 3-8? This one's on the ground to Demeter again. He'll go the short way to retire Stewart at second. Clemente officially reaches on the fielder's choice, but it makes no difference. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And after 6, it's 6-0 Philadelphia. Bennett pitching a heck of a game. Sturdivant coming out for the 7th. He'll try to settle things down here in a game that's getting farther and farther away rather quickly. Gonzalez, Demeter, and Dalrymple do up. Here's Gonzalez. Tony's 0 for 3 on the day. Sturdivant from the windup. It's a 2-7. Base on balls. Second walk issued by Sturdivant. And Gonzalez has the leadoff base on balls. And he has a 1-13 chance. But a 6-run lead, we're not going to stretch it. They will play with respect and follow one of the unwritten rules of baseball. I usually cut it off at 5. 6 runs right here, the way the game's going. Seems like Gonzalez will stay put. So Tony's on first. Demeter's up. He's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored, a walk and a strikeout. How about a 2-6? And this could be trouble. This is hit high and deep out toward left field. A home run 1-5 or a double. A 3. That's over the fence. Forget about it. And this one's getting out of hand quickly. Demeter with a homer, a 2-run shot, and it is 8-0 Philadelphia. Sturdivant does not have it. But believe it or not, he's not fatigued yet. He's only in his 2nd inning of work. He's given up 5 runs. But they're going to leave him in there. If he gives up 1 more, he'll be fatigued. And my basic rule is when they hit their POW or fatigue, they get pulled. So I'll leave him in there till then in a not close game. If the game was close, I'd pull him, FYI, because he doesn't have it. But being that it's now 8-0, he's going to take a little lump if he has to. So here's Dalrymple. Clay is 1 for 2, a double and 2 runs scored to go with the base on balls today. How about a 1-6? And there's another base on balls, and boy, Sturdivant cannot hit. He's either throwing it way wide or throwing it right over the middle. So Dalrymple on first, still nobody out, and here's Wine, who's got a perfect day so far. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double, 2 runs scored, and 3 runs batted in. Currently the front runner for player of the game. About a 1-9. Hey, Sturdivant finally gets somebody out and strikes out Wine, ruining his perfect day. That's the first out here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Bennett, who you know is going to hit away. He's got a shutout going. He's not going anywhere. That's a 6-10. Grounded down to second. Mazeroski's there. Only 1 play over to first, which will move Dalrymple to second. That is the 2nd out here in the inning. That brings up Tony Taylor. Taylor 0 for 2 with a couple of walks today. He's got an RBI chance. Dalrymple at second. 4-6 strikes him out. So Sturdivant finally growing a pair. And catches a corner he's been looking for the whole time. But 2 runs come in, 1 left. And it's time for the 7th inning stretch. 8-0 Philadelphia as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Grab a little water. Give the vocal cords a break. Clear the nostrils. This one's a pretty much foregone conclusion at this point, but you never know. especially in Strat Basic with a 50/50 engine, you can find some comebacks sometimes. It's going to be Leppert, Logan, and Mazeroski here in the bottom of the 7th. Bennett, ready to go. It's a 5/6. Hey, that's trouble. 111 to 3 single. That's a base hit to lead things off for Don Leppert. His first hit of the day. He's 1 for 3 now. And here's Logan, who, kind of like Wine, is having a pretty good day. He's 2 for 2. 2 of the now 5 hits for Pittsburgh. How about a 1/6? Never mind. It's grounded to Demeter. He's going to go to Taylor at second and on to Severs at first in time. A 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, leadoff single, never mind. How about a rally killing double play for 2 outs? How to bring up Mazeroski. He's 0 for 2, flew out and grounded out. Hey, Dan. Good to see the basic game. Flows better, keeps your attention. You've completed 8 seasons over 55 years. That's awesome, man. Basic game and memorize the charts. Yeah, I don't have it memorized. I haven't played enough lately, but at one time when I was grooving along, I could rattle out 10 games in 2 hours. That's one of the reasons I like it as well. It really does flow. To me, it's probably the perfect game. Appa Basic's a close second, but I just like the flow of Strat really, really good. Probably because I grew up with it, not comparing the two. I think it's just that had I grown up with Appa, I'd probably feel that way about Appa. But I like Strat. It's the one I grew up with and played a lot of Basic over the years. So here's Mazeroski with 2 down. He's 0 for 2. 2-11. And he's got a base hit. So Bill with a single, Babe with a burp. And Sturdivant's due to bat. We're probably going to pull him for a pinch hitter here. You did. Sturdivant did not pitch well. So he'll head for the showers. And we will look for a pinch hitter for the Pirates to try to get something going with 2 outs. Do they have another catcher? Nope. So Smokey Burgess is the best hitter, but he's the backup catcher, so that doesn't make me feel real good. It's looking like it's going to be, of all people, Dick Schofield. Schofield with a pretty good card here in 62 in limited playtime. But he's the best pinch hitter left on the bench besides Burgess. So Mazeroski on first, 2 down, and here's Schofield facing Bennett for the first time. 6-7 fly ball to left. Covington is there with his 5 rating, but it's not an X chance, and he will make the play. 4 to 3rd out of the inning. So another inning where Pittsburgh leaves 1 on. Schofield will call it a day. Bennett has a shutout through 7. And Callison, Severs, and Covington coming up. We're going to look for a pitcher. Schofield's day will be done, and our relief pitcher will be the cleanup man at this point. So we're looking for a guy who we don't mind wasting. Well, we've only got pretty good relievers left, so we're going to go for the 3rd option, Jack Lamab, or Lamabe. I don't know. I've never heard his name said out loud. He's a pitcher 3, and he will try to get through the rest of this one, barring a miracle comeback by the Pirates. Lamabe? I don't know. So here's Jack. Let's just call him Jack. He'll face Callison, who's 1 for 4 with a ribby today. How do you feel the game recreates statistically playing Basic? Ben, to be very honest with you, I think Basic Strat, in my experience, is the most statistically accurate game for the major stats. Now, I haven't played a full season of some of the newer games like Payoff Pitch, or the newer Replay, or even Season Ticket, which I like a lot. But because there are so few variables, Lamabe. Thank you, Cleveland baseball fan. Because there are so few variables, the game can really be statistically accurate. Obviously, there are some things that don't work very well. No, I think most games are pretty damn close. Oh yeah, Dan, you've played a lot of it. So the only thing that gets kind of weird sometimes that I wish, and I've messed around with mods for it where I worry about whether a guy's N or W power. and try to like limit homers that way. But I found it's just not worth the time. I don't mind if a guy who hit 0 or 1 homers ends up with 4 or 5 for a season. It's one of the sacrifices I make for playability, I think, with basic strat. I did mess around with carrying the N and W ratings over for power to the basic side, but what I found is, say a guy hit 4 homers on the season, he may have a small homer chance on his advanced side, even though he's a W power, but he won't have any homer chances on his basic side because they know he'll get them off the pitcher. So if you make him a W on basic, he'll hit no homers even though he hit 4, and he'll never have a chance to hit a homer. So I'd rather a guy who hit none hit a couple than a guy who hit 4 have no chance of hitting any. But yeah, other than that, and the stolen bases, stolen bases in most games, in my opinion, are a little off. It seems like most systems have to be pretty complex. I think APA does a pretty good job with the getting the number of steals correct, but it does a crappy job of getting the caught steals correct. So adjusted based on the rule set. Exactly, Ben. Fewer barriers lead to fewer outliner events happening. Exactly right. Any game's pretty accurate as long as the players are used the way they were in real life. Also true, Dav. The closer you stay to real life and usage, the closer you're going to get. So, yeah. So the homers for, I think the worst I ever had was like Ozzie Smith hit 5 one year. When I did a Cardinals 85 replay years and years ago, and I was like, whatever. Like, all right, I don't care if Ozzie hit 5, His other stats were right in line. So, and actually his slugging came out, I think, to within, I think it was 2/100ths of a point off on his slugging. So maybe those homers replaced doubles and triples, whatever. Anyway, we go to the 8th. After a brief rules discussion, which is fine, guys. I don't mind that at all. That's why you're here. Hang out, talk to me. I'm happy to answer any questions and discuss whatever you want, but we'll keep the game moving in the meanwhile. It's Callison against LeMabe. 6-2. Grounded down to first. Stewart is there. He'll flip to LeMabe. 1 away. Here's Severs. Roy with a 1-for-3 day. 6-8, that's grounded to short. Groats a 3. That's an X chance, by the way. And a 2, that's going to be a base hit past Groat. So Severs with a 1-out single, his second hit of the day. No steal chance for him. And here's Covington. Covington 0-for-4. He finally got it into the outfield last time, so he's improved. 6-9. Not this time. Strikes him out. LeMay blows it past him. An inside fastball that tied him up. And he could not get the wood around. 2 down. And here's Gonzalez. Tony's 0-for-3. Running a walk his last time up. And how about a 4-3? Fly ball to left. Skinner's a 4. Always an adventure. And that's a 9. And that gets over his head. He misplays the crap out of it. And that's going to bounce around. Gonzalez around second. On his way to third. Severs will score. And Gonzalez there with a 2-out triple and an RBI to make it 9-0. Things are not going the Pirates' way today. So with 2 outs, here's Demeter. Demeter homered his last time up, a 2-run shot. He is 2-for-3 on the day with 3 runs scored and a base on balls. You mean the gem of a card? You can see 10 at-bats and 5 homers. You shouldn't use it for a 162-game season? Hey, Ben, if you want to, go for it, man. There's a... I just played a game. Who the heck was it? I noticed the card for the first time. I think it was the Dodgers. Let me just check. I played a couple games before work this morning. It might have been a game I played last night. Give me 1 minute, I'll tell you who it was. Nope, none of those guys. Oh, it might have been Don Mincher. Yeah, for the Twins, Don Mincher's card this year, he hit like 400 and like 80 at-bats or something. incredible season. So you could play that card for a full season and have a lot of fun, probably. You're always tempted to bench the lousy players when you play, but you run them out there if they were used that way. Yeah, so I like to let the, I don't know how many people use this, especially with basic, and especially with as played being so in vogue. But when I play basic strat seasons, I like to use this sucker here, the solitaire player rest chart, um, to determine who rests and whatnot. And for the most part, um, if I stick to using, the most used players in the starting lineup, or even using the suggested lineups, with or without trades, if you use the basic injuries and you use the solitaire player rest chart, the usage comes out really close, without having to do any extra work. It's just tracking the injuries is the hardest part. But I roll this before every game, except for opening day, and guys generally come out within 10% of the usage without me having to do any extra tracking. So I've had one or two outliers over projects, where just because of luck of dice roll, somebody got too much playing time or too little. But generally, those are the fringe guys anyway who get weird outcomes. So the guy who had 100 at bats ends up with 150. I don't care. Um, you know, somebody's got to make up for the at bats for the non-carded players in Strat. So you haven't looked at the super advanced charts yet because you're not playing that, but you never knew that chart. A lot of people don't. And when I discovered it years and years ago, it became my favorite tool to play basic with. Sports Time Machine, 1962. Playing the 62 season. Your first project, you're playing 8 Midwest teams in baseball, a 6-game round robin from the 2023 season. Nice. I like it, Ben. What game are you using? All right, so Gonzalez is on third. There's 2 outs, and here's Demeter, and this one's getting out of hand quick. It's 9-0. How about a 2? 7, and there's going to be more damage. Double 1 to 3 or a single. Either way, the run's going to score from third. Demeter with a single, his third hit of the day, and his third RBI. Gonzalez scores. It's 10-0. And LeMabe is going to stay in there and take a beating. I don't care what happens. It's the 8th inning. We're not going to wear the bullpen out any more than we have to, with McBean being injured in the first. So, wait a minute. Demeter on first. 10-0. Here's the pitch to Dalrymple. It's a 5-4 catcher's card X. I don't think we've had that today. Leopards a 4. How about a 15? Pass ball followed by a foul out. So we'll record the pass ball for posterity's sake. Demeter gets down to second, but then the foul out by Dalrymple, and that'll end the inning. 2 more runs are in for Philadelphia. They have laid it on the Pittsburgh pitching today. It's 10-0 Philly as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Here's Dennis Bennett coming back out with a shutout intact through 7. He's going to face the top of the order, Verdon, Grote, and Skinner. Verdon is 0 for 3. In fact, the top of the order is 1 for 9 today for Pittsburgh, and that could be part of the problem. That definitely is part of the problem. Advanced rule set, nice, man. Nice. I like the advanced game a lot. You know what it is? I don't like managing against myself. I don't like doing the lefty-righty when it's me against me because I tend to overanalyze it and it really slows me down. So I kind of got away from it years ago. I've recently gotten back into it a little bit for my 86 project, and I'm enjoying it, but I have to be careful. I kind of have to, I kind of pre-screen the team so I know who I want and what roles, so I'm not constantly analyzing every move. And when I'm not sure, I just make the first move that I think of, and it keeps me moving. But as the years passed, you didn't do add advanced strat research as long as it's easy to use, such as injury systems and stealing. Takes a little effort. Yeah, I agree, Dan. There's some good stuff from the advanced game you can carry over. Then you're doing 3 separate trains of thought: the offense, the defense, and the wanting to be neutral. Exactly. Which, especially when I'm playing the Yankees, I have trouble remaining. I have trouble remaining neutral, very honestly, especially if I'm playing Yankee teams I know well, like 86, because I want them to win. I really do. I don't care what anybody says. When the Yankees are playing, they're my favorite team. I want them to win. So I try really, really hard. I probably manage against them better than I do anybody else because I want to make sure I'm not playing favorites. WNN power ratings easy. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like the. I don't like taking the homers away from the basic guys. But it all works. It's all pretty interchangeable. Anyway, here's the bottom of the eighth, and Verdon leading off. How about a 6-10 fly ball center? Verdon's at bat, so that means Gonzalez is the fielder. He's a 2. How about a 12? Gonzalez will make the play, and there's a 1 away here in the bottom of the eighth. That'll bring up Groot. He's 1 for 3, the only hit in the top of the order. 5-7 grounder, second base X. Taylor's a 3. And that's a 2. That might be a hit. And it is a base hit here in the eighth for Groot. His second of the day. And that'll bring up the slugger Skinner. A good hitter is Skinner, by the way. 302 and 20 homers. But he's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts today. Bennett has his number, but it's the 4th time through the order. And sure enough, Bennett hangs one, and it's a triple 1 to 3 single. A 4, so a base hit. It's cut off. And thrown back into the cutoff man. Groot scampers over to third, and they've got a threat going here. First and third. Now, Bennett is a 7 POW. He gave up 2 hits in the 7th and 2 hits in the 8th, which by POW rules means he should be fatigued. But because we don't have fatigue on the basic side, here's what I do. If the guy has a shutout going or a no-hitter, they're not fatigued until they give up a run. That's just how I play it. Just FYI. So he would be fatigued if we were playing super advanced or advanced. He's not fatigued the way I play basic until he gives up a run. So first and third, 1 out. Here's Dick Stewart. There's no reason to play in with a 10-0 lead, so Stewart might get a pitch to hit, and Bennett is ready from the stretch. 4-10. Fly ball center field shallow. It's actually a center field C. Gonzalez on the run in and makes the catch. Grote pretends to go, but quickly comes back as the throw comes into second. He would have been a dead duck had he gone there if the throw was on line. So 2 away. Sinuses are going thanks to allergies, and all this talking. But here's Clemente. 0 for 2 with a walk and a K today is Roberto. Looking for his first base hit. How about a 2? 2-10. And he's got his first base hit, and that's going to be the first run of the game. Grote will score. Skinner over to third. Clemente with an RBI single, and now Bennett is fatigued. The shutout's gone, and that'll be it for Dennis. And I stay very, very true to that as a rule, because if I don't, there's no incentive to ever take guys out in basic. So, shutout's gone. He's reached his POW. He's out of there. Let's see who brings it on to close it out with a 10-run lead. They're just going to go with the first guy on top of the stack. It's going to be Bill Smith. 1-5 with a 4.29, but with a 9-run lead, he ought to be good. And he's a relief 3. Pardon me. So that'll bring up Leppert. First and third, 2 down. How about a 6-5? Oh my! Leppert. Smith grooves one over the heart of the plate for his first pitch, and Leppert was looking fastball all the way. It's a long way to go, folks, but that's a 3-run shot to left field by Don Leppert. And suddenly it's 10-4, and things just got a little interesting here in the bottom of the 8th. There'll be Johnny Logan coming up. Oscar, stop. 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 Couch.
Oscar, come here.
He's licking the hell out of my legs under here, and he's hurting me. He's licking me so hard. So Don Leppert with a 3-run blast. And that's 4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th for Pittsburgh, and suddenly it's 10-4. You never know, folks. You just never know. That'll bring up Johnny Logan. He's 2 for 3. How about a 6-4? Ooh, he's got some homers on his card to Smith. But this one's a catcher's card X. Dalrymper is a 3. There's a 17 wild pitch followed by a foul out. The wild pitch doesn't matter because there's nobody on base, so Logan fouls out to the catcher to end the inning here in the 8th. But Pittsburgh makes it look closer than it's been, and it's now 10-4. We go to the 9th. LeMabe comes out for his second inning of work. His first inning wasn't good. He gave up 2 runs. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? Thank you very much. It's nice to be back. Try not to overdo it, but I'm enjoying it when I have the opportunity. Well, here's Bobby Wine. He's 3 for 4. Struck out his last time up, but before that, a couple of singles, a double, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBIs. And if it wasn't for the kind of day Don Demeter's having, Wine might be your player of the game, but Demeter really killing it today. Well, here's Wine. Another base hit could change things. It's a 1-8. Never mind. Strikes him out for the second time in a row. Wine is down, and that's not Bennett anymore. It's Bill Smith. Smith is going to hit for himself. He's confused. He never gets to hit for himself. But with a 6-run lead, they're trying to get him through the rest of this game in relief of Bennett. So here's the pitch to Smith. I don't know where the hell that die just went. There it is. 2-8 strikes him out. Smith down on strikes. 2 Ks for LeMahieu here in the 9th. And here's Tony Taylor. Taylor a couple of walks in 5 plate appearances, 0 for 3 officially. And that's a 3-6. Grounded down to short. No problem for Grote. Fires to Stewart. And a 1-2-3 inning for LeMahieu here in the 9th. Keeps it as close as it's going to get. A 6-run lead for the Phillies as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Bill Smith will come out and try to settle down. He's going to face Mazeroski, a pinch hitter. So LeMahieu's day is done, by the way. Who's going to be on deck here? What do you think? We're running out of guys on the Pittsburgh bench. It's going to be Don Hoke. Don Hoke will be the on-deck man. He's the F. So that means it's Mazeroski, Hoke. Where did I do this card? There we go. And Burden due up. Pitching fatigue works with 1 change. After they reach their fatigue inning, you use 4 total hits for the remaining innings. That's cool. Do I can't hit by pitches as well for fatigue? I do not. Just because the rules say they don't, and I see no reason to change it in this case. But again, I like to keep it simple. Here's Mazeroski. Trying to get something going for Pittsburgh. They need 6 runs. It's not unheard of. See if Smith can get through this one. 2-10. It's a triple 1-16 double. This is trouble already. I'm going to get through there, 1 hop the wall, and Mazeroski motors around second, finds himself easily with a stand-up triple in the 3rd to lead things off. And the bullpen's up and going. And here's Don Hoke. Pinch hitting. First at bat of the day. 1-10. That's a strikeout. Hoke is down for the first out. They need 2 more to close this one out. Mazeroski being ignored at 3rd. That run doesn't matter right now. Here's Verdon. Bill is 0 for 4. How about a 3-10? Line drive hit hard, but right at Severs, who snatches it out of the air for the 2nd out of the inning. The Pirates are down to their final out. Mazeroski perched on 3rd. He's not going anywhere. He's only a step off 3rd. They need 6 runs. He doesn't want to get caught napping. And here's Grote, 2 for 4 today. How about a 5-11 grounded? 1 hopper back to Smith on the mound. He picks it, tosses to Severs' underhand, and that's the ball game, folks. Nothing doing for the Pirates, despite the Mazeroski leadoff triple. And the final score from Pittsburgh, it's 10-4. Phillies over the Pirates. Got to get my cards in order here, if you give me a minute. We're going to play 2, like I said. So hang out for a moment if you feel like it. Got to make sure my cards are correct. Smith is the only reliever we use, so Waldschon and got to get my guys in order. Make sure I pull my pitchers' hitting cards out of the lineup. I've lost many of them into boxes over the years. We'll get Pittsburgh And Philadelphia off the table. Bit of a one-way traffic indeed, Ben. What are you going to do? You can't have them all come out the way you want them to. They can't all be barn burners. All right, so Burgess is going to come back. Clendenin is not. Time is it? Oh, actually, it's later than I thought, guys, so I guess we'll wrap it. I don't know why I thought it was earlier. It's already almost 8 o'clock, and I'm an early riser, so thank you guys for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. I am going to wrap things up. If you're wondering, Dennis Bennett gets the win. Smith no save eligible, and it's actually going to be Bob Veal charged with the loss because they never caught up. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Really appreciate it. Go find another stream to watch, hang out, play some games. Try to be back on tomorrow night with a little bit more Strat, probably. And I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd love it if you did. Hope to see you soon. Have a lovely evening. It's been my pleasure.